back to one of my videos. It is September 1st and I did create a September TBR. If you watched my previous video where my TBR Knockout Board helped me pick 6 books that I want to read in the month of September, and I'm starting this on September 1st. Did I say that already? I feel like I did. We are going to do a reading vlog of those books to help me stay accountable to the things that I said I'm going to do, because I don't want you to think that I just create a TBR list and like take it for granted and I just do it for content. I really don't. Like, I really create those lists for books that I am excited to read. So I figured, why not do a reading vlog and let you guys know my thoughts of the books that are picked, which ones are gonna be my favorite, which ones I'm gonna hate, and which ones are we gonna DNF. Because let's be honest, I do DNF a lot of books. There's too many good books in the world for me to read a book I don't like. So we're going to be starting with The Throne of Broken Gods. This is the second book in the Gods and Monsters, is it called that? Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. I feel like that is the name of the series, but don't quote me on that. I will put it on the screen somewhere if I am wrong. So we're gonna jump into this and go make dinner because I am meal prepping for the week, and I'll come back with an update. This was me the last 20% of this book. Jaw on the floor. I could not believe who the villains were, why they are the villains, and how the story is all tied together. There were so many plot twists that were revealed, and it really made me think back to book 1 and how she really left us breadcrumbs to follow the trail for the big reveal that she did, and I missed every single breadcrumb. Well, there was one breadcrumb that I picked up on, and it's because if you've read a lot of like Enemies to Lovers, you can easily pick up on how things were gonna go with a specific part of the story, but I did not put together anything else that happened. I love what she has created with this world. It's so good. Like, I need other people to read it just so we can talk about it. With that being said, I will be jumping into What a Match by Mimi Grace. After such a thick book, I do need something light and airy, and this is maybe, I was gonna say 150 pages, it's 233. So this is perfect. I need something light to break up the heavy world building that I just went through. We're gonna do this one and then maybe jump into a thriller or something like that is what I'm thinking. I really want to listen to Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby, so we may do this one and then do that one. Guys, I know I took you book shopping with me. It was me and Corey's 5-year anniversary, and he decided that he was going to take me to the bookstore, so I got some new books, and then I bought myself a few other books because he gave me a budget, and then I felt bad when I went up over the budget because I also haven't been shopping for books for like the past 4 months, so didn't want him to carry that whole bill on his back. And then we went to the whiskey store and I got him some whiskey bottles as an anniversary present, and I will say that was the funnest way of picking like your significant other's anniversary presents, because I had to do nothing. I just said, here's my card. Put it on my card. So I love that. I feel like that should be our tradition moving forward. I did also get publisher mail, and I think I've already been posting about the publisher mail I got last week in this vlog, but I will also go over those books that I received because I did get 2 more. I got Between Friends and Lovers because one of my friends highly recommended this book. She read it, said it was super cute, and that she knew I would like it. I'm currently on a hunt to get any book that looks like it's fall themed because it's one of my favorite seasons of the year, and this one actually has the cutest sprayed edges. Just Our Luck has a biracial couple on the cover, and I'm always going to support a biracial couple. I had no idea that Love Arranged by Lauren Asher had released, so when I saw it, I instantly added it to my card. I liked every other book in that series, so I'm hoping I like that one as well. I was told that The Only One Left has a really good plot twist in it, and I want to find out how good is this plot twist. My friend Samantha has been trying to get me to read The Serpent and the Wolf for over 12 months at this point, and I finally caved and I got a copy, so I have to text her my updates. The Wedding People seems to draw really strong opinions from people. You either love it or you hate it, and I want to know why. Like, I'm genuinely intrigued. Kristen Hanna writes really good historical fiction, and at this point I just want to own all of the books that she has written that fall under that genre. The Mercy of Gods was sitting on the sci-fi table, and I don't own a lot of sci-fi books, but I love reading that genre. It started when I was in high school and I read Ender's Game. I didn't know that was a series. I thought Ender's Games was a standalone book. I don't know why I thought that. My little peeny brain didn't pick up on the fact that it ended on a cliffhanger. Now looking back, it definitely ended on a cliffhanger, and it's a series. So I do want to go back and read Ender's Game again and then actually read the full series to see what happened with Ender, because that book was phenomenal. Two booktubers that I always tune in to watch is Sarah Caroli and also Ellen Catherine. I feel like our book tastes are very similar, and they have both read Beartown and said really good things about this book. And then he just released My Friends, and I believe this takes place like in the same world as Beartown, so I got a copy just so I can read it. And I'm really excited. All That We Were sounded like it was going to make me cry. Sounds like an emotional read, and I do like to see if there are books that can bring out strong emotions in me. I've been eyeing The Briar Club for close to 2 years, and I just found out this is a historical fiction. So that's all I needed to know. A Betrayal of Storms is actually a romantasy, but the cover just screams fall to me because of the foil and gold leaves that are so cute. I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter is another book that I've been eyeing for close to a year, and I figured, why don't I just buy it? To Kill a Mockingbird is a book that I read when I was 16 years old, and it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's been 11 years since I read this though, so I do want to reread it to see if I still feel the same way about it or if my thoughts have changed. The Bachelor Cowboy just has a really cute cover. I'm a little nervous to read this one, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's why I bought just book one. We're gonna read it, see how I feel about it, and if I like it, then I will buy the rest of the books in the series. Sometimes I feel like books can be overhyped on the internet, where a lot of people seem to be enjoying it and then you don't see the negative reviews on it, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know, it makes me cautious when I see a book that everybody's loving and I'm like, okay, but there's not one person that hates this book. I don't know, it's just weird, man. I don't know. Morbidly Yours I wanted to buy last fall and I didn't, so I bought it. And then they also had Heartstrings. The Pumpkin Spice Cafe is another book that you either love it or hate it, and I was buying books that had a fall theme, so it would have been wrong for me to not buy this one. Fall I Want I almost bought on my Kindle because the cover just screams you're gonna have a good time reading this. I read Out on a Limb by Hannah Bottom Young, and that's what made me like her style of writing, so when I saw this, it was an instant purchase. Love and Bloom is a small town romance, and our FMC actually inherits a farm. I love farm books. Have I ever been to a farm? No. Will I ever be to a farm? No, probably not, to be very honest with you. Last but not least, you've seen a few of these, but I got a copy of Anathema by Carrie Lake. This is the published version, and this was sent to me by Bloom Books. I also got a copy of Wildcard by Elsie Silver, and this is the last book in the series. I've absolutely enjoyed reading this entire series, and this was sent by Periwinkle Pony PR. Soares Castle Books sent me a copy of Thrown in the Dark. I did actually already read this book as an e-arc, so I will have to post my review about this. Paige and Vine sent me a copy of Roleplay, and I believe this is going to be a single dad romance because there seems to be a kid on the cover. And then last but not least, Gallery Books that sent me a copy of A Killer Kind of Romance. So this book doesn't release until January 2026, but I feel like it's perfect for the fall season, so this is definitely going to be going on my October reading list. Enough yapping. I am going to organize my shelves and put these books where they need to go in their designated areas. I do have some holes on my shelves right now, and I have an entire shelf where I used to have my dark romance and it's now completely empty because I did sell some books, I gifted some books, and I just gave some books away to my friends. I got rid of like over 100 books, special editions included, just because I don't want to read the dark romance genre anymore. I feel like I outgrew the genre. It just wasn't fun anymore for me, you know, and I read to kind of get out of my own head and for entertainment and enjoyment, and I just wasn't able to do that when I was reading dark romance books anymore. There's a deeper, longer explanation on my TikTok and Instagram. If you care to know, you can go on there and watch it, but we are gonna keep this video short and sweet. I'm sure it's already long enough, and I'm just gonna get to it and continue reading What a Match. I am trying to finish that, so I got the audiobook just so I could finish it up while I put the books away, and then I'll come back and maybe by the time I finish doing that, I'll be all done with the book, and then we can pick up the next one. I've been on a fall themed kick lately where I pick up books that are based on the theme of the season that we're currently in, which is fall. We're currently in September, and this book did fit that theme, but I kind of wish it would have been longer because we went this whole book of Gwen going on these crazy dates that were set up by a dating company because she was trying to find the perfect man for her. She was traumatized by the way that her parents' toxic marriage ended, and she was like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I want somebody that is like my perfect match, hence the name of the book. And so she was really trying to like be perfect for her dates and not really think, okay, this is somebody that I love and that I want to be with the rest of my life. It's just like, oh, you like this, I like that, how good of a match are we? And then it turned out that the person that was her perfect match wasn't being brought into her life because of this dating company. It was actually somebody that had been in her life for a long time. And I kind of just wish that we had more time of them together, like doing things and falling in love, because it was very quick paced, because again, it is a pretty short book. So it wasn't insta love, but it was a quick pace book. So I am going to queue up my next one. I have 4 books left on my TBR and I have no idea which one to pick. I could do Enchantra because this is definitely fall themed, it's spooky, and it has kind of like a trials in it because she goes to this mansion and then you have to like play games and hope that you don't get unalived. But then we have Razorblade Tears, and this is one that I have been wanting to read for a long time. I think I'm gonna do Razorblade Tears. I think this is the one that we're gonna queue up and listen to the audiobook while I finish organizing my shelves, and then once I'm done with that, I can sit down and actually read it. Razorblade Tears is a powerful story, and I can now understand why so many people have such good things to say about this book. I have nothing negative to say. This is definitely a 5-star read. You follow 2 ex-cons whose children were brutally murdered because they were married to each other, and they were a biracial couple that lived down in the South. Both of the parents are trying to grieve the loss of their children, but they are having a hard time because neither one of them took the news of their son being gay very well. And then when the police is trying to do the investigation of who killed them, because obviously it was a crime, it wasn't something that happened accidentally, and the police is pretty much like, oh, we don't have anything to do for you, we don't have any news about the case, we're just gonna close it pretty much. And then Buddy Lee comes to Ike and is like, hey, let's just take matters into our own hand and find out who did this to our children. And they go on this quest pretty much trying to get answers for the things that happened to their kids, but at the same time they're both helping each other heal from the loss of their children, and pretty much saying like, you're not an awful father for the way that you handle things, and I'm sure that your child beyond the grave like forgives you now that we're doing what we're doing. So picking my next read after this is going to be so hard. I read this book in one sitting. Now I feel like I need to go buy more books written by S.A. Cosby. If all his books are like this, sign me up. Books to pick to read. We have Enchantra, The Business Trip, or Phantom Folk. I feel like I should do Enchantra because it is spooky season. I don't know if I'm ready to do another thriller, or should I try to do a fantasy and like break it up and then do thriller. Fantasy, thriller, and then fantasy? Because then I would do thriller, thriller, fantasy, fantasy. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, we're gonna do fantasy, thriller, and then the last fantasy. We made it to the end of the month. It's currently September 30th, and even though I have a few hours left on the day, I am not going to film this tomorrow because I'm pretty much done. And I just want you to keep in mind, I tried, okay? I really did. We had 6 books. Now, 2 of them I absolutely loved, which was The Throne of Broken Gods. This was a 5-star read for me. And also Razorblade Tears was a 5-star read for me. And this was a thriller by S.A. Cosby. I have bought more books that are written by S.A. It was 1, but I did buy a lot more books. But just 1 of S.A. Cosby's book because I need more of his style of writing. What a Match was a cute fall book. I kind of wish it would have been longer, to be honest with you. For the 3 that I kept saying over and over again that I am going to read, I did in fact not finish them. Let's start with Enchantra. I got 46% into this book and I could not tell you a single thing that happened except for the fact that the female lead again got herself in a pickle and somehow got involved with another enchanted mansion and she has to play a game. So it's kind of like the same story as Phantasma. There's not really anything new in my opinion. I did like Phantasma a lot more, so I'm just gonna call it quits with this one. 46% in and I can't really tell you what happened. It feels like I blacked out. It does, and like that really does not ever happen with audiobooks. Like I'm always very engaged, but with this one, No. Phantom Folk, I got 10% into this book. I did try to listen to the audiobook because I was running out of time in the month and I was like, hey, these gotta get read. And I think I'm gonna try this at a different time only because the world building is very freaking slow and I don't have the time or the patience to sit here and wait another 15 chapters for the story to finally pick up. Now, the whole premise of the book is really cool because you follow sirens and they're kind of at war with the humans, and the humans have them enslaved but also have them like doing their bidding. It's weird and complicated and I did like that, so I would want to finish this book, but we're gonna do it at a later time. The business trip and I have a complicated relationship. I got 2 chapters in. Nope, I got 1 chapter in, 20 pages to be exact. I finished 1 chapter and I called it quits 3 pages into chapter 2 because there was an entire page of the female lead, the second female lead, packing her bag. A whole page. Huh? I'm sure that is going to be important later down the road because 2 of the women that we're following in the story, I'm guessing, get kidnapped because they go missing and then people are trying to find them. So maybe the things that she packed in her luggage are going to be important down the road. But as of right now, I could not care less about her packing her luggage. There are some things in books that I feel like don't need to be mentioned, or like you can mention it in 1 sentence and I'll be like, okay, cool. Like for example, I'm going on a plane. I packed my luggage. I don't need to know what's in your luggage. Okay, cool. Yeah, you're going on a plane, so you're gonna need luggage of some sort. You're gonna need clothes and like hygiene products, right? Like that's how things work in my brain. So when she gave us an entire page of her packing her bag, I was done immediately. Overall, I feel like I did pretty good. We read 3 books and did not read the other 3. Pretty much DNF'd the other 3, but one of them is going to be a soft DNF. And Chandra and the Business Trip, I just will not be reading those, but these were great. Love them. I hope you enjoyed this reading vlog of my September TBR. I will now go pick the books that I will be reading in October, and I am hoping and praying it goes much better than what happened here. Thank you so much for watching my video and supporting my channel, and I should be back soon with more TBR Knockout videos. That's my plan, at least.